So Rob, you're a consultant, effectively selling your time and expertise to clients, and you've got a different level of client base from small, medium to medium and upwards. We've done some training together before. Well, what made you sign up to the 9-module online sales academy then?
Because as a consultant, I've come from a sort of a professional background, and I've never really done sales, if you want, from that perspective. I've never had to really sell myself. I've always been part of a company that's done that as part of my services. So I realised quite early on that I wasn't very good at selling, and I didn't really know how to go about it. And so the one thing that really struck me about your program was it was a very structured service, structured program of events and information that you passed on for each individual module that you could take away and actively use. And that's what I found most useful. Okay.
So how did it work for you in practice then? Because you're obviously attracted to what it looks like. What about the delivery and the content? How did that work for you then, Rob?
I found it really good. Because it was well paced. They were about 90 minutes long, so it didn't take too long. You kept them light. You had a lot of interaction between all the participants. So it wasn't just a case of watching you spout on for 90 minutes. You basically challenged us. You challenged us to think about things and come back and ask you questions. And it was very interactive. And that's what I really valued out of the whole program.
Okay, you did some of the later ones in the afternoon, some and the odd lunchtime one. Numbers wise, it was sometimes between sort of 10 and 20 on the evening sessions. Did the numbers work for you then in that respect? Because it seemed to me that the delegates themselves were building up quite a nice relationship as part of the program evolving, really.
That's right, yeah. As you got to know, because you saw the same people on, I think you did it two or three a week, didn't you? Did over 3 weeks, I think, the whole program. And it really worked because you got to know the other people, you got to know their businesses and the challenges that they had and how they could contribute to the group as well. So although your information was brilliant and it brought everything forward, but to listen to other people and their experiences as well just added to the whole learning experience for me.
Yeah, I think that's part of the process, isn't it, really? You know, it's not about choosing who's on the call, but it is about making sure those on the call are contributing, really. So, you know, you contributed really actively to the group sessions, to the polls, to the quizzes and things. What would your view be for somebody who is a little bit nervous or shy of perhaps, you know, going into something of an open forum and thinking, oh, you know, I don't know what to say, what if they pick on me? What would your view be on that for someone considering it?
Well, no, because you didn't pick on anybody anyway. You always ask for volunteers to come along and volunteer a question or put your hand up and say, well, who's willing to do this? So no one ever feels picked on. I mean, everybody is expected to contribute because that's when you get the biggest benefit from the group, really. Mm. You handle it pretty well in that respect because I don't think anybody on the calls felt picked on or identified as a weak point. And the fact is, the best thing about it was there was a mix of knowledge and experience there as well. So again, you can learn from other people as well on the call. And
yeah, okay. Well, you did all 9 modules, like you say. It was between 60 and 90 minutes a session over 3 weeks, essentially. Mm. How did you find the pace and momentum of that? It's quite a commitment on your part. How did you find the commitment to that and the pace of that?
Well, I enjoyed it being at 5 o'clock because then I could get my day's work done and then join the course. And so I didn't really feel as though I was taking time out of my day because I was doing the 5 o'clock one, which worked well for me from my point of view. In terms of the momentum of it, I think it worked well because you say you had 2 a week, I think it was, or 2 or 3 a week. So you had a bit of time to think about it and process it in your mind. And then you went back onto the next module and then you sort of brought on the knowledge you gained in the previous course into the next module as well. So there was a natural progression there that worked.
Okay. Well, what we're saying to people is, you know, it is an accessible program that can dip in and dip out. But most people have said that they recommend doing all 9, even if they think they know a particular subject area, you think I don't need to do that because of that feeding into the next session. Would you agree with that sort of approach, Rob?
Yeah, because even if you have read, I mean, I did a bit of reading about things beforehand and so on as well. But you bring a practical knowledge and experience to the calls that a lot of people don't have. And you can read a book and you can read articles in LinkedIn and the press and whatever. But until you come on and you bring live examples of where people have made a difference by doing the methods and tactics that you propose in your course, that's where you get your biggest benefit. You think, oh yeah, I see that works. And I've tried it myself and it does work. So
yeah, oh, good. Well, I'm glad to see it. So, as a result of the course, are you coming out of the current crisis a bit more confident in terms of who to approach, how to approach, and how to get things over the line then, Rob?
Yeah, definitely. And that's one thing that I found I got most from the course. It almost gives you permission to go and try things, if you know what I mean. You say, you say at the end, there's no, doing nothing is not an option.
Yeah.
And it's right, and it's sort of think, oh yeah, I'm going to do that then. And you are enthused to do things, and so you do make that progress. You think, yeah, well, Nick says I can do it. You know what I mean? And it gives you confidence to do it, because, like I said, when you're ringing someone up that you don't really know, and you're ringing it potentially a little bit blind, even though you might have done your research beforehand, you know them, you've identified them on LinkedIn and so on, you're still thinking, you know. So, but you think, and the getting past the gatekeeper was a brilliant example, brilliant thing.
Have you used that?
Yeah, I use that.
We won't spoil that for anybody else. We'll have to come on the call.
No.
That's brilliant. But listen, it was a pleasure to have you on, and it was a pleasure to have you doing a video testimonial for me and for the programme. I wish you luck coming out the back of COVID. You're clearly great at what you do. Hopefully we've given you some confidence to sell that greatness. And, I wish you luck, and just watch where things go from here.
Right, thanks very much, Dick. It was a really good experience. Really enjoyed it. You say you kept it well paced and not too serious as well. There was a lot of lightheartedness in there to keep it along, so it really helped. It really worked for me anyway. So.
Good stuff. Well, it's hard work being boring on Zoom for an hour or 90 minutes, I suspect.
Depends how many people do it, though.
Lots of people in that category, I suspect. Anyway, so we'll leave it at that, Rob. But thanks very much again, mate. Cheers.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Dick.
Cheers.